All right. Hi. Very welcome to this talk on extending the editor. I know Ari is presenting next door with an actual guitar ready to drive slides, so it's very nice seeing how this is a full room. I hope I'm worth your time. So what is this talk about? We're going to be talking about how to extend the editor, creating tools and utilities using what the engine already offers to us in terms of frameworks. Why do we want to do this? Well, this is going to avoid having to do any changes to the engine. That means our code is going to be easy to move to another project. It's going to be quicker to iterate because we don't have to rebuild the engine every time something changes, and it's going to be easy to maintain in general. We're looking to increase productivity. Not having to write boilerplate is going to help us getting started very quicker, but also we're looking to simplify tasks as a result, either for ourselves or for another user. And we also want to make sure that we spot problems before they actually become a one. Also, going through this approach is going to mean our tools are going to be easy to discover to a user that's already familiarized with the engine. They're going to be more intuitive to use because they're going to be in line with everything else, and it's going to be integrated with other parts of the engine. Also, these frameworks are heavily used in the engine, so you have a lot of reference points when you're implementing your own system. So how are we going to cover this topic? We're going to start with some entry-level frameworks, and the idea is that if you are new either to Unreal or to programming, this is a great place to start. This is a way to consolidate some of the patterns that you will need later on. And then we'll talk about some more involved examples. These are not particularly complicated, but I'm assuming that you have some basic understanding of the framework of the engine. So if you're watching from home, just feel free to jump to whatever topic you're looking for. I built a project just for this. The samples are based on things
Watching from home, jump around. There's no bookmarks.
I have experience in the real world, but I wanted to make sure that there was something that you could download. So at the end of the presentation, you will see a QR code. There's a link to the presentation, and in a few days, week, I will also supply the project with the samples we are seeing here. And also towards the end, you will see a lot of references to classes that use these frameworks in the engine, and a few links on things that I wasn't able to cover with this presentation. So just a bit about myself. I'm Angel. I work for Tamil Games as a lead programmer. We're a studio in the UK, and we are mostly engineers that we provide support to other studios on the games. My last project was helping out on the port for Grounded to Switch. So we'll start with script actions, which a lot of these things we can do with a utility widget, and there's no problem with doing that. This is a different approach that helps if you're not particularly averse in UI, and it's also a good entry point to more involved systems such as scripted tools. So these are actions that are presented to the user only when they are applicable. So here we are right-clicking on some actors, and we can see how random rotation is an option there. It's just a quick way to add a variation. We can do that also on assets. So here we are just applying very simple naming conventions to our textures, and the idea is that if something is not available to use, it shouldn't even be presented to the user. The way we create these actions are by inheriting from utility blueprints. This is a very important step because if we use a regular blueprint, it's not going to register. So we select this blueprint, and then we can either inherit from actors or from assets, depending on what we want to do. Then we'll specify which classes these rules apply to. This is something that has changed in 5.2, I think. So you will see like a function doing this instead if you look at some small examples. But because of this, we usually have a series of blueprints that serve as a collection for a certain type. So here we're going to create any functions that we need. It's important that they have calling editor set to true. This should be the case by default, but if for any reason your actions are not working, it's worth having a look at this. So what we're doing here is very simple. For anything we have selected, we check again if it's a texture, because if you have multiple types of objects, this action is going to try to apply to all of them. We check if it starts by T underscore, and if it doesn't, we just rename the asset and add that. This is a very simple example, but of course this is something that you can expand and be quite granular about these things. Then this is the other example with the actors, and something really useful about this is that anything that you expose as a parameter in your function is going to be presented to the user as a pop-up. So this is where if you were to implement this from scratch, like using a widget, you will also have to implement this panel and so on. So this is something quite neat. The next framework is data validation, which is basically a great way to make sure that whatever rules you have in your projects are actually enforced. For that reason, I think it's a great entry point for tech artists. They're usually the ones who set the requirements for things like texture and meshes, and this is a way for them to break into tools and coding in a way that is kind of within the realm. And then, because this is something that we can start in blueprints, but then transition to C++, it's a great way for them to do so. So here we have two textures. One has an convention, right? The other one doesn't. And you can see that when we try to save, we fail and we send a very loud message to the user. So it's very hard to miss. The way we can run validation is either through trace validators that we can extend using Blueprint C++ or Python. This is something that we usually use for native classes in the engine, like a texture. Or if we have any custom object or an actor, we can always override is data valid in C++ and do something specific for a use case. And validation is actually run every time we save something by default. Or we can also click on validate assets and any dependencies, or we can run it through the command line method that will only evaluate those created in C++. So starting with the blueprint case, we also use the utility blueprint as a base, and we select validator base as a class. From there, first we need to override a can validate asset, which is a way to ask if this rule even applies. In this sample, we are checking if it's a texture and if it's in the project folder. That way, we don't have to evaluate things like plugins or things we go for the marketplace. That is not really part of the project. And then this
like okay. Was it? No. I think it might have been this one. I am not buying something from Udemy.
Hello, everybody. In this
Oh God,
video,
he's
we're
quiet. I can barely hear him. Unreal Engine 5. Ending the editor. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make the pathing system that we have in Unity, but we want to do it in Unreal. The nice thing is that Unreal comes with enough stuff that we can get it done. The downside is that actually the downside is that we have to fucking rebuild it. And that does suck. So see here. Unity, sorry, Unreal Engine, custom UI, custom editor button on object, on actor. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. In this video I'm going to go over something that might help you in your development process. Sort of like once you've added things to your game, you might want to sort of do little tweaks here and there whilst you're playing the game, but to sort of exit out, make some changes, or scroll.
Okay, give me a second here. I'm just kind of getting started. We're gonna get this entire system started here. It's the crowd controller. But we have the waypoint manager. Yeah. Okay, so the waypoint manager is here. You grab that. This one? Yeah, add waypoint. Okay, so let's edit. Let's start with a spline, right? So we're gonna do this in blueprints first, right? So let's go to the plugin. I'm fairly certain that I made a plugin for this. So let's double check. Yeah, I did. Plugins. Okay, so I don't see the plugins here. Settings. Uh-huh. Unreal Engine show plugin folder. Show plugin content. I've got that toggled though. Still don't see it though. Huh? I actually do want to create a new plugin though. Add a new plugin. Okay. So create a plugin that will add a button to the toolbar in the editor that summons an empty standalone tab window when clicked. Third party. Create a plugin that will have an editor mode. This will include the toolkit example. Okay, wait. Let's take a look at this here. Unreal Engine create 5. Create new plugin templates. Whatever. Okay, so let's start from the create a blank minimal amount of code, content only. Create a blank plugin that can only contain content. Create a plugin that will contain blueprint function library. Choose this if you want to create static blueprint nodes. Create a plugin that will have an editor mode. This will include Unreal Engine but a best practice in Unreal is to create content-only plugins in Unreal to collect and share your assets such as blueprints, editor utilities, libraries of materials, or other content that content you want to share between projects or manage outside of the project itself. This tutorial will teach you how to create content-only plugins. Okay, here we go. Self-contained and validated. Each of the assets in your content plugin should be ready to go. Validated for accuracy and ready to plug into any project. Plugins can be version controlled separately from the main project. Enable show plugin content. I already did that. Migrate into the plugin content folder. The trick is to get a reference. I don't see the plugins though. Like when I go to here, I don't actually see plugins. I think what we want is content only, but we're gonna come back to that. Where is my plugins? Okay, so show. There it is. No wait, that's engine content. Oh, is it because I don't have it? Oh, other. No, it's. Oh, I probably have to restart. That's why. This is probably not the one that I want. I'm gonna create a new one. Because this isn't quite what I'm looking for, to be honest. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So we're gonna work on pathing today, and we're just gonna work on it with a basic AI for the current system. So like all we're gonna do right now is just work on just AI walking around. Okay, where is here we go. Do we have it now? No. It's still not here. Author. Show content directory. Okay, so we're just going to create it. It is. Can remove this one. There it is, right there. Beautiful. Then what we need to do is we need to rerun it. Okay, so let's go back to here. Okay, so there's pseudo waypoints. Plugin to... Interesting. It doesn't show up here. Interesting. Let's create and a... Wait. So where is this then? New folder. Is this in source maybe? No, it's not. Okay. Source? Let's do the waypoints. If I go like this, open and explore. There. Oh, it is here. There's content, resources, plugin, content here. Okay. Let's go like this. When I come over to plugins, waypoints, go like this. Come into here. So I don't have. No, I do. There's the plugin. So I don't have source. I don't have source. I don't have root. Oh, interesting. Open with. Let's open with Visual Studio Code just once. And then we'll open this one with. Okay, so here's this, and here's the other one. Interesting. So this one has a modules? Okay, so wait. Let's go back to the website that we were just on. Here. Yeah, so content only. Oh, okay. Can I add C++ to it? Add a Unreal Engine, adding C++ to a content-only blueprint. ChatGPT. See if ChatGPT has anything for us. I'm working in Unreal Engine 5 and 5 point. I think I'm on 5.5 right now. 5 point, and I would like to add a and I just created a content only blueprint, but I would like to add some C++ to it. Could you please walk me through what that would take? I didn't say my project was a blueprint only project. Oh. Let's just do this. I'm working in Unreal Engine 5.5 and 5.5 in a CPP project, and I created a content only plugin, but I would like to add CPP to that plugin. Could you walk me through what this would look like? Add a .plugin file entity to your module. Open the plugin. Okie dokie, we got some work here. That's not the right one. Mm-hmm. Huh. Hmm. That didn't do anything. Why is this not working? Can I do... Oh, wait. What's the... No, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, all classes. Let's say that we want a... We're going to say an actor. Next. Public, private. Yeah. Runtime. Oh, interesting. Okay, so maybe... Huh. Here, installed. Can let's see if there's a modules here. There's not. Okay. Content, if we go here and we go modules. Okay, I have an idea. Give me a second here. Should match the module. I'll create this folder structure in the plugin. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this becomes, actually, maybe? I don't know. What would an updated plugin file look like if this is what my current one looks like? Oops. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Installed false. Do, do, do. Sweet. That works for me. That's not what I wanted. Show more options. Okay, so then what do we do? Okay, so we've got that. Now create a source folder and a module. Okay, so my plugin, and then we do new folder, source, new folder. Damn it. I think it's sudo plugin. Sudo plugins. Okie dokie. Okay, and then we're going to close this, exit. Okay. And then we are going to reopen this project. On a side note, give me 1 second and I'll be right back. I'm back. Why is the plugin not showing up here? Interesting. Hmm. Maybe it's a different one that I need? Do you know what the really nice thing about this is? Just going to put this out here. Is that the plugins can be removed easily. Oh, wait. It picked it up. Yay! It did pick it up. Interesting. Okay. So if we go here, and then we open this folder, and then I come down here. So we're going to work from in here, right? Yeah, here. Guess I trust myself. There, and then we do new file. And this one's going to be sudo kit. What did I call it? Okay, there we go. Now we're going to create a new folder, and this is going to be public. We're going to create another new folder. It's going to be private. And we're going to go like this, and we're going to do new file, and this is going to be this public, so it's sudo plugin.h new file sudo plugin.cpp Control I. Right click on your U project and choose generate Visual Studio files. Performance test here. Show more options. Beautiful. There we go. It's totally there now. Now if I hit play, does it work? Well, that makes sense. Okay, so now if I hit play, it doesn't work. There we go. Give me 1 sec. Okie dokie. So now we have. I think I know why the other one didn't work. Content. Can contain content false. I believe it's this. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, so now if I do this and I do tools, new see, we do an actor. A waypoint. Huh. Is a waypoint an actor or is a waypoint something else? I want to make this bigger. A pawn is an actor that can be possessed. A character is a character. An actor is an object that can be placed or spawned in the world. Scene component is a component that has a scene transform. Can be attached. Player camera manager. Player controller. World setting. Actor. All script accessible world properties. Interesting. A player state. Function library. Slate widget. A slate widget style. Unreal interface. So I think actor. That can be placed in the world. Okay, so an actor is correct. Waypoint. Let's A so A point of interest. A point of interest. AI. Point of interest base. Create class. Okay, so if we come into here, right? We want to start by disabling tick on this. Can tick false? Let's bring this out here. I would like to. No. Never mind. Okay, so we have the H file and we can close these here. These don't actually matter right now. We'll come back to them though. Editor only Gizmo. Okay, and then what we're going to do here is we're going to delete that, and then we're going to do t object pointer. And then up here for declarations. Okay. Then we wait, I have live coding turned on. Please do not have live coding turned on. Enable live coding. Go settings. Auto reload. Okay, so we have this, right? And we want to create a new actor inside of here. Editor, tools, new C++. We need a actor. Create. A waypoint, or sorry, point of interest manager. Point of interest manager. /AI. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. a list editor only a list of points of interest vectors. A list a list of splines that show paths between points of interest only in the editor. Okay, so the point of interest here. Actually, no. We would do this. We'll come back to this. Point of interest. Here, view property. A list of point interest of the next points of the next possible points of interest. List of the next possible points of interest that can press for the AI. Point of interest. Where should I put code that will only be run inside of the editor and should be stripped out of the actual game, actual built game? Code should only run in the editor. Does Unreal Engine have a draw method for when something is selected inside of the editor? Host editor change property. Called when a property on this object has been modified externally. Engine game framework. Interesting. Okay, so this, one sec. If I go like this, waypoint, edit script, new window. Okay, so if I go here, right, I've got the, I think this has the editor thing, right? I'm looking for something equal to the in Unity. In Unreal, you can use the F primitive draw interface and scene view class to draw custom visuals on the editor specifically. You can override actor debug draw or implement custom rendering logic in the F primitive scene proxy class for more advanced classes. For simple editor only drawing, you can use the actor is selected method and draw debug function inside the tick or other editor specific methods like post change edit property. Does tick need to be enabled for this, or can I work around that? This approach avoids the need for tick while still allowing you to perform editor specific updates. Okay. Is post edit change property used inside of games, or is this an editor only method? And is only called when the property is changed in Unreal. It is not included in the package. Okay. Should post edit change property be public or private or protected? I got these backwards, that's why. Gizmo's there though. Oh, it's because it's not imported. There we go. Could you provide a list of the possible gizmos? I'm using Billboard. Create the gizmo component. Sure. Okay, so this should also only be with editor. If with editor and if with editor. Oh, wait. There we go. And it's because this has a tech. New folder. Blueprints. New folder, AI. Or sorry, yeah, AI. Ah, fuck. I didn't name them correctly. Free falling. Cancel here. Let's do. Let's do this, and we'll do. Is there a fix up redirects? Nope. Okay. Good. Good talk. Blueprint class. No, wrong, bad. Delete. New blueprint class, all classes. Sudo. That's not right. Where's my billboard? Oops. Yeah, I don't see my billboard. It's supposed to be a tree. Is that actually what the Gilmore billboard is? Let's take a look at this. This is S actor. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's because it's probably because it's not redrawing it. I feel like that might be it. There it is. Does it? Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. So it was just a problem with some of the code that I had there. There's my gizmo, and we can change it if we need to. Beautiful. Okay, so there's my point of interest, right? And if we grab another one, there, beautiful. And ideally, what we want to do is we want to have these actually on the ground, right? But for the purpose of this, I don't really care. Ooh. Sorry. So I have this, and now I want to draw a line to this one, but we need a waypoint manager, or in this case, a point of interest manager. Sudo point of interest manager. Do, 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 do. One sec. Next point of interest. Okay, so here, what we want to do is draw a spline to the next point of interest. This one here should be blueprint. Oops. Oh, how do I do this? When editing, filter category. Oh, okay. So this would be sudo plugin. Nope, that did not work. I don't think it's going to let me add in a transaction. Stay logged out. Attach. I have to log in for that. Log in. Continue with. There we go. I would like to add a filter next to filter along the top, like general, uh, oh, to my UEC++ class. How would I do that? I'll be right back. Okay. Do, do, do. Custom detail. Editor, customize. I'll need to use a detail customization via detail customization or iProperty type customization. These tabs are implemented as categories or custom categories. And the tabs you see are part of the detail layout builder system in UE's editor. Here's how to add a custom category like general in your iDetail customization. Create a customization class. Make instance of register the my filter name of your filter tab. You can also group related properties using and only show your custom tab for specific classes to add filters to existing components. Or manipulate properties using. You like to, or to inject it into a plugin or tool. I'm building a plugin. Would like my classes to have this. This is my current class. No, we want to wait. This is C#. Hell yeah. Performance test. Here we go. Okay, we can close this for now. Or if you want to use customization for the class, here is a complete guide tailored to your setup. To add a top level category like general called something like point of interest for your pseudo point of interest base class, step-by-step setup, create the detail customization class, create a new class in your plugins private module. Register the customization. Update your mode. Wait. Wait. What? Create a new class in your plugin's private or editor module. Excuse me. I don't currently have an editor module. How would I update my module? Ah. New editor module. Okay. Okie dokie. So here, sources, and folder, directory. Then update your plugins folder like plugin, sorry, you plugin. In my create a sources plugin editor. Okay, so this, wait, where's the, oh, there it is. There, so we go into here and we're going to create a new C# file. Add a file. File is going to be this. And it is going to contain this. Beautiful. Ow. Create. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it here. I'm actually in a lot of pain right now. We'll catch you guys in a bit. All right, bye.